Hello everybody, welcome back to the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the Rooster. It's a late one again this week. We usually do the Roosters on a Friday. Today is of course Sunday and we still haven't done the dog or the boar yet. It's been a busy weekend, I'm sure you'll forgive me. We're only a couple of days out, so we'll catch up. And it's a lovely day today, so we can all be smiley and happy and no need to worry about it being late. Right, let's start about there. And let's take that one from the bottom. Let's take that one from the middle. Let's take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got the two whites and a black, so we got a good start. Nope, hang on, we have a negative start. We have that black there, but we're moving into the positive. That was close, wasn't it? It's good, I'm paying attention. So we got that black there. We're moving into these two whites as we go forward. As I always say, black isn't always an attack, white isn't always all right. It all depends on the compatibility of the cards as we flip them over. And what we've got here is the black rat. So you've got things to do. We've had too much to do. Maybe you've had too much to do. You've been responsible for too much and there's just so much weighing you down. But you know what? I think there's a time for everything. And sometimes there are times where you have to do things and there are times when you have to have some rest. And maybe, you know, rest is going to do you good. Rest will be, you know, a benefit to you if you can just take a couple of hours, a day, you know, maybe longer. Wouldn't that be nice? Just to recuperate, just to recover, just to get your head in gear. That of course rat is there to remind you that there's always going to be something that needs to be done, but you've got to understand that if you can't physically do it or mentally do it or emotionally do it and you're exhausted, then what's the point of even trying? If you can't play a guitar, don't pick it up. Of course, the rat and the rooster, the compatibility there, it's a communication problem. So we've got communication issues. Maybe you're talking, you're speaking, you're just not getting heard. And, you know, you're not getting the desired result that you wanted. Maybe not even the desired result that you wanted. Maybe just a little bit of back and forth. Maybe just a little bit of, I don't know, understanding, or at least somebody to try and understand you. See where you're coming from a change. And they're just not hearing you, you know, you're just talking on deaf ears. I think right now you're in the midst of arguments, hurdles, you're just losing patience. You just like that, but that word again, isn't it? It's that patience, it's coming up, you've got to have this patience because you know it's only temporary and you've just got to get through it. But oh, it's a test. It is a test of patience. Right now, it's easy to lose your temper. Again, it's picky, it's petty, it's criticizing, it's almost competitive. It's almost like being above the sort of, you know, water right now. This is a competition just to keep your head above that water. And if you have patience and you wait it out, the tide will eventually turn and you'll be all right. You just need an opportunity to get back up on your perch. That's all. You've had a knockdown and that happens. And there's still a lot more to do. As you push forward, you know, you can work through this. I think you can work through it. It's going to diffuse. It's going to diffuse. We're moving into this positive place. I know white isn't always all right, but at least things are looking up. They are going to start to look a little bit better, he says. And then the tiger comes into play. Ha! But the rooster and the tiger are quite alike. They are. And there's no real kind of issue there. They won't be great friends, but they're also not going to be enemies either. It's also an emotional thing. You're going to start getting a little bit more lighter, I think. Right now, sun's going to come out, summer is here, it's now officially, summer solstice is over, so we're now officially in that summertime. Right now, things are going to start to brighten up. They are going to brighten up, not just in the weather, but also I think in your attitude, in your overall kind of sort of perspective in life. You're just going to be able to see things from a more positive light because you're not a downer. You're not always miserable. You're not always there to criticize and judge and be the bad guy. You're not. You do like to have fun. You do like to have a laugh. It's just right now, things are a little bit hard. But I think right as we shift into this right now, we're coming from a time where communication's bad. Things are, you know, a little bit of a hiccup, or they have been. It's been a bit of a rock and roll all over the place carousel. But we're going to shift over into this tiger now again. Bad communication, but not really bad communication with the tiger and the rooster. It's like, again, they're not what's the word? They're not compatible, but they're not incompatible either. What we've got here with this tiger is, again, because of that, it's a case of emotional stuff. It's romantically kind of, well, not even romantic, it's just emotional stuff that you carry around with you that takes down sort of a lot of your mood. It takes a toll, is what it does. But this tiger's in the white, so things are going to come along. I think as well, what you need to remember as well, especially rooster people, is your expectations. And although you are a perfectionist and you like things done a particular way and you want things done a particular way, you have to remember that some people just don't see the things the way you do. Lower your expectations. Why you've been knocked off this perch could simply be because you're expecting too much from people, from, you know, those around you, anybody really. You're just expecting them to see things you do. Maybe the communication is the problem. But as we shift, we're going to move over to the ox. Look at this. This is good. This is good. Very, very good. I'm actually quite glad for this because, yeah, you are moving into that ox, that sort of ox time. This is a compatible card with you in your affinity triangle, and it means your patience is paying off. It means your patience is not going unnoticed. It means that you are fulfilling and succeeding and pushing on forward, and you're getting it done in a successful, productive way. This is good. This will get you respect. This will get you the recognition. People will start to now understand. I mean, this is now starting to come into a more fluent time where you can now start expressing yourself. You can now start. People will then start hearing you. I mean, you could cockle-doodle-doo all day long, every day, every morning, cockle-doodle-doo, cockle-doodle-doo, and nobody's understanding what you're saying. It's going to come to a point where your cockle-doodle-doo is actually going to start making sense, and they're going to go, oh, right, I get you. I understand. Now I understand and get what you want me to do. Then it will be done. Patience will pay off, and you're gonna see that things are going to start to, again, get a lot easier, a lot lighter. This is good. It's going to take some hard work. Yes, it's going to be, I suppose in some ways more physically demanding, but at least your emotional sort of stuff, that stuff that's making you heavy inside, it's dragging you around, at least that stuff's going to start to be lighter. It's going to start to move. It's going to start to shift. Right now, the things, as I say, is that perfectionist stuff. It's striving for perfection and then expecting others to have that as well. See, although it's not perfectionism, it's almost like it's an attention to detail. You have an attention to detail. You've got that bird's eye view. Nobody else has that bird's eye view. If you think about it and consider the fact that there are 12 signs in the Chinese Zodiac and only one of those is a bird. Only the one, the rooster. All the rest are different. Either mammals or reptiles. But you are the only bird. So you're the only one with a bird's eye view. Which means you're the only one that sees things the way you do. So nobody else can see things the way you do. So you can't expect that. You can't expect everybody to have that attention to detail. But if you come in with authority and you come in a kind of leadership way and say, look, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Try and communicate in a way that you feel is most comfortable for the situation. Whether you're talking to your partner, if you're talking to a friend, you're talking to a neighbor, you're talking to someone at work, it doesn't matter. If you have to talk to somebody in a way where you feel you could be, demeaning or a little bit critical, or they might take it the wrong way, it could make things worse. Just be aware of that, be conscious of it, and just try your best to, keep it on mellow ground. And this is why I find the Chinese Zodiac is so sort of, interesting, because if you know how to approach a particular person who is a particular sign, then you can kind of, know their type of personality and be able to try and tackle that situation in a bit more of a progressive way. If somebody doesn't take criticism very well, then try not to be critical. If there is a sign, if there is a person who is a particular sign who doesn't, you know, who doesn't like the sort of to the point, blunt, brash and in your face approach, then maybe try a different approach, a softer approach. Anyway, we'll find out how you guys get on, won't we, next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the ox. Thank you for watching. I will be back later after this to do a reading for the dog people and the boar people. So if I don't see you then, I will see you next week. Thank you. Love and peace.